Also tonight, new details with a Minot shelter. Project B announcing today it would not be reopening its winter warming center in October amid ongoing financial issues, but would keep some of its other operations open. The statement they posted on social media today indicates the organization has faced significant financial challenges going back to December, making it impossible for them to continue with the warming shelter. Leadership saying making this move would allow them to figure out where the organization goes from here. They thanked their volunteers and supporters and said they would continue operating their basic needs and diaper pantries and shower program. The shelter abruptly closed in late December amid questions and a BCI investigation into its finances, but partially reopened weeks later. Now, in the statement, Project B leadership said in part, while this chapter is closing for now, we hope that the spirit of Project B's mission of helping those during our winter months will live on in the community and inspire continued advocacy and support for those experiencing homelessness. Meanwhile, leadership with the Souris Valley United Way says an alliance of local nonprofit leaders has been working collaboratively for the past several months to develop a contingency plan if this were to occur, adding, while we have not yet finalized the solution, we're making progress. At this time, we prefer to remain behind the scenes as we continue our efforts to address the needs of the unhoused in our community. Now, in February, the city of Minot assumed control of completing the Broadway Circle project from Project B. As for today's news, Minot Mayor Tom Ross said, I have been in contact with a local group of dedicated people who are working hard to find a solution, and I've offered them my support. I'm proud of how our community is stepping up to fill this gap. I am confident a solution will be reached. Now, meanwhile, Minot City Manager Harold Stewart adding, winter shelter services are a necessity. We are confident in our nonprofit community, and we are grateful for the efforts to meet those needs. Now, we did reach out to Project B for further comment on this issue. We'll also be reaching out to the BCI for updates on their investigation.